Elected members, staff, guests, members of the public to the Ordinary Council meeting of the 11th of February 2026. I declare the meeting opened at 17:30. The City of Busselton acknowledges the Wardanian Bibbulmun people as the traditional custodians of this region, and we pay our respects to their elders past and present. Thank you for joining us in person today or online. This is a formal meeting of the City of Busselton and certain protocols apply. The meeting is being live streamed and recorded to ensure an accurate and official record is held. In attendance, myself, Mayor Phil Cronin, we have Deputy Mayor Councillor Cox, Councillor Mueller, Councillor McNeish, Councillor Dykstra, Councillor Ryan, Councillor Adams and Councillor Kennedy. And we have a leave of absence from Councillor Michaela Love. I have no disclosures of interest. Item 5.1, responses to previous questions taken on notice. The questions taken on notice at the previous meeting have been responded to via email, and the responses will appear in the minutes of this meeting. Item 5.2, question time for the public in accordance to the City's meeting, information sessions and decision-making process. Council policy, public question time will be allocated a minimum of 15 minutes. Tonight we have one question. Ms Walsh, would you like to come forward?
Jill Walsh, Busselton. I don't actually have the copy of the question on me, so can you read it out, please?
Mr CEO, do you wish to read the question?
With pleasure. From Jill Walsh, question, given the expanse of important waterways within the City of Busselton, including the internationally recognised Ramsar Waterway, why isn't the City of Busselton a member of the Water Research Australia? And the response to the question is, while the City is not a member of Water Research Australia, as it mainly focuses on water supply, we still receive their updates and attend relevant events. We also follow research and activities from other water-focused organisations to ensure our staff and programs remain well informed. City staff keep their aquatic ecology knowledge current by engaging with researchers and attending key events such as the Water Research Australia, Australia-New Zealand Cyanobacteria Workshop and the WA Wetlands Conference.
Great, that's good to hear. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? Mr Sims, please come forward.
Keith Sims, Busselton. Good evening, councillors, CEO and staff. A question about saltwater to Mayor Cronin. Mayor Cronin, representing the council and city, you recently told the ABC stand sure a few people were providing misinformation. Question one, can you please clarify which few people are providing misinformation, considering only 34% of the community wanted this project?
Thank you. I won't answer that question. Thank you.
Why?
Because
this is public question time.
I'm not choosing to name names, that's all. No, that's it, Mr Sims, thank you.
Yeah, but you're saying a few people.
My answer is no.
So you don't answer questions still? Okay.
Thank you.
In addition, you added the convention...
May I remind you, Mr Sims, this is your opportunity to ask questions of council, not individual elected members.
But I'm asking...
That is the standing orders. Thank you. If you have another question, please ask.
Yes, I do, but you represent the people.
No, Mr Sims, please.
You also stated...
Are you going to ask another question?
Yes, I'm asking another question. I have three questions. In addition, you added the convention centre is multifunctional to pay for itself. Adding the convention centre increased the cost by approximately 50%. Can you please advise when the convention centre will have paid for its own extra cost with net income?
We'll take that on notice.
Okay. You also stated that the funds for saltwater were already in the long-term financial plan. Question three, can you please confirm which long-term financial plan you're referring to, as the cost just went up $6.5 million to exit Broad and finish the project, and it is unlikely to have already been in the long-term financial plan?
Well, I'll take on notice, but I don't believe I said the long-term financial plan.
You did, because that's a quote,
Thank you,
by
but I'll
the way.
take it on notice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are there any further questions? Ms Shackleton.
My questions tonight relate to supplementary item 15.1. This report claims that no risks of a medium or greater level have been identified. However, given the city's assumption of direct liability for the saltwater project, the reported $11 million interest costs and the admission of resource constraints that are now forcing the suspension of community services, there appears to be a significant disconnect between the risk assessment provided to the councillors and the city's actual financial and operational position. Question 1 on the validity of the risk assessment. In light of the city assuming all site and defect risks following the exit of the saltwater builder and the reported $30 million in total project borrowings, how can the city justify a low risk rating for a corporate report that simultaneously recommends the suspension of 3 major community initiatives due to resource constraints?
I'll take that on notice.
Question 2 on the suspension of accountability tools. Item 15.1 recommends placing the community scorecard survey on hold. Given that this is the primary tool for measuring the city's leadership and transparency, which are the very objectives of this report, does the city acknowledge that suspending this feedback mechanism at a time of significant public concern actually constitutes a high strategic and reputational risk?
I'll take that on hold, on notice, sorry.
Question 3 on misleading procedural framing. The nature of the decision for this item states that it is simply for information purposes, yet the recommendation asks Council to resolve to halt previously approved services. Why was this item framed as a simple noting exercise when it clearly involves substantive policy decisions that impact the delivery of the Council plan to ratepayers?
Take that on notice as well. Maybe if you could hand those to Mr. Darby, it'll save us having to type them up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, no further questions? Item 8.1 is that the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on 28th of January 2026 be confirmed as a true and correct record. Please note there has been a correction highlighted by Councillor Kennedy, I understand, with regards to the voting on item 16.2. That has now been published online. Do I have a mover? Moved Councillor Kennedy, seconded Councillor McNeish. Is there any opposition? Being no opposition, I put the motion. All those in favour? Carried 8-0. Thank you. We now move on to items brought forward and adoption by exception resolution. The recommendation is that the committee recommendations for items 11.2 and 11.3 and the officer recommendations for items 13.1 and 15.1 be adopted en bloc. Do I have a mover? Moved Councillor Kennedy, seconded Councillor Adams. Is there any opposition? Being no opposition, I put the motion. All those in favour? Motion carried 8-0. I now move on to item 11.1, which is the Council Policy Review, Honorary Freeman of the City of Busselton. Councillor Ryan, I'm assuming you wish to move this. Thank you. Do I have a seconder? I'll second it. Councillor Ryan?
I have no problems with the policy itself, but I did pick up that there is probably something missing from the document, and therefore I'd like to move an amendment.
Sure. If we can have that amendment up on the screen, please. I'm happy to accept that amendment as the seconder.
You seconding?
Sure.
The only reason why I think this is important, and it came up recently with the Jewish Prime Minister coming to Australia and all the riots, that one of the people that received an Australia Day award was probably not using her ambassadorship to best serve the nation. I therefore feel that whilst we're only a little small corner of the world, that it is important to ensure that not so much that council understands the issue, but if you are going to receive an honorary Freeman Award, that you know what the rules are. And I think that this covers us for any errors or issues that may arise. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll reserve my right. Speaker against?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I should have asked it before, perhaps. An honorary Freeman is granted tickets for or is invited to important events, my understanding, and is given an award, obviously the title. Are there any obligations attaching to the awarding? So there's no sort of definition of any future role or obligations or expectations? That's my question.
Mr. CEO?
Generally not. There's a policy in relation to what criteria an individual local authority will apply. There's provision in the legislation in relation to awarding a Freeman position. There is an expectation, that's not legal, but there is an expectation that the free man, will be of high ethical and moral position and hold a position of status and apply the best of behaviours in society. That's the history of it. In terms of legislation, no.
Is there a speaker against the amendment? Being no speaker, if you're happy to pass a rebuttal, therefore I will put to the vote the amendment. All those in favour of this amendment? The amendment's carried 8-0. We now return to the substantive motion with this amendment. Is there a speaker against? There is no speaker against. Speaker for? Again, if you're happy, I'll put this to the motion, to the vote. All those in favour? Carried 8-0. Thank you. Now move on to item 14.1, the budget amendment for the events and culture. Do I have a mover? Moved Councillor Mueller, seconded Councillor Dykstra. Is there opposition? Being no opposition, I put the motion. All those in favour? Motion carried 8-0. Absolute majority. The next ordinary council meeting will be on Wednesday, the 25th of February 2026, and I now declare the meeting closed at 17:43 and thank everyone for their attendance.